Hey guys, Blubber here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going over luxury cars that do not require any Game Pass. So as long as you grind in Greenville, you can happily enjoy these vehicles without paying ROBUX for any type of Game Pass. But before we hop into this video, please make sure to like button and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so I have 10 cars for this video, and if you want to see other videos like this, let me know down in the comments. But let's hop onto our first car and refer down to the timestamps. Alright guys, and our first car here is the 2025 BKM Series20. It's the 30T trim, and it's going to cost you $39,600. This is the very first car on the list. I did mess up some recordings, so on another BMW later, I might be blabbering about some stuff that is kind of relevant. Anyways, here is the very first car. It's a nice little coupe, and yeah, here it is. Decent startup. Here are the blinkers. You get them on the mirror, which is pretty cool, and of course, headlights and taillights as well. Not bad at all. And of course, you get high beams. You get high beams on like every single one of these cars, basically, besides a few oddities. There is the horn. But anyways, let's get this thing on the road, see what it's made of. So, it's not a super fast car, but it's also not slow at all. Like, it's not sluggish. It's going to keep up with other players' cars and stuff like that. So let's see what the top speed of this thing is. One thing I will say, this car is very, very agile, and it handles pretty well, actually. And top speed is going to be 138 miles per hour. Not bad at all. Let's wait for the road to straighten out, and let's slam on the brakes. Honestly, these are some pretty good brakes. And yeah, let's hop on to the next car. Alright guys, and next car here is the 2023 Century Active. This is the 300 all-wheel drive trim. Here are all the specs on the screen as we're going to be doing in this video. And this thing's going to cost you $44,110. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really look as luxurious as the BMW, but, you know, it's more of like a quiet luxury type of car. And, of course, the biggest thing is just the rims, but you can always swap out the rims in the dealership. But yeah, anyways, let's get this thing on the road and see how it drives. Okay, I'm going to be honest, I kind of like the startup on this one a bit more. Anyways, here are the blinkers. You also get them on the mirrors. As always, headlights too. Very nice taillights. They wrap all the way around the rear. I really like that. And there is the horn. Anyways, let's take this thing for a quick little drive. One thing I will say right off the bat, this thing does feel slightly nicer to drive than the BMW, but that's just my opinion. For everyone, it's probably going to be a little bit different. And this thing is also noticeably a bit faster as well, acceleration-wise. We are going up a hill here, so we're kind of challenging the car. Anyways, let's see what the top speed on this thing is. We're going to be hitting it actually pretty soon. And okay, it's already going to be faster than the BMW if that's what you're going after. And it looks like the top speed is going to be 144 miles per hour. Let's slam on the brakes. Very good braking. I'd say slightly better than the BMW. And BMW already had good brakes to begin with. So yeah, not a bad car at all. And let's hop on to the next one. Alright guys, next car here is the 2022 Autowerk Bremen. This is the 40D Advanced Silver EU trim. Here are all the specs. And yeah, one thing I will say real quick though is I did switch out the rims in the dealership. The normal base rims you get are absolutely hideous, but I just thought I should make note of that. But yeah, this thing's going to cost you $52,547. So not a cheap car at all. Startup's nothing remarkable at all. Here are the headlights. I also really like the taillights on this thing. Blinkers as well. You also got them on the mirror. Oh, okay, that's actually, I did not even know that. Those are really cool turn signals. Not turn signals, hazard lights on the rear. And of course, there's the horn. I actually kind of like the horn on this. So I'm going to say this real quick. This car is a bit of a heavier car. And if you can't tell, it is not the fastest acceleration-wise. But let's see what this thing can get up to. We're actually going to be going fast. Okay, this is the fastest car we've tested so far. 150. Ooh, okay. 152. Let's slam on the brakes. Okay, not as good as braking as the first two, but it's not bad at all. And of course, another EU spec, so automatic hazard lights. Yeah, this thing, it takes a while to get up to its top speed, but it's actually not slow top speed wise at all. Alright guys, next car is the 2022 Romalpha Steve. This is the Sprint trim. Here are all the dealership specs, and this thing is going to cost $45,550. I almost lost track of the price there on my little notes app. But yeah, this thing is a Italian car. I wanted to try and include cars from every section of the world, so I was like, why not get an Alfa Romeo on the list? not a bad startup at all. Here are the blinkers and everything like that, of course, on the mirrors as well. And they're very, very apparent on the front, so you don't have to worry about people not noticing them. Here are the headlights and tail lights, and of course, the horn. I actually really like the horn on this lane. Anyways, this is the first SUV of the list, so let's put this thing through a little driving test, see how it does. One thing I will say, this is not slow at all. It's a little bit faster than the sedans we've tested acceleration-wise. Although I'm sensing that the top speed might be a bit lower, but you gotta remember, this is a much, much bigger vehicle. Anyway, so let's see what the top speed on this thing is gonna be. We're already at 120. Okay, we're gonna be definitely hitting like 140. Yeah, 140. Let's see here. 44. 144, not bad at all. Let's slam on the brakes. Very, very smooth braking and pretty fast too. Not a bad car at all. Let's hop on to the next one. Okay, guys, next up we have the 2021 Wolfsburg Symphony. This is the R-Line Premium. Here are all the specs and stuff like that. And this is going to cost you $45,995. Anyways, let's hop into this car real quick and see how it does. Here's the startup. Not a bad startup at all. And of course, blinkers and all that stuff, you get them on the mirror as well. And I really, really like how they incorporate, oh, my car is rolling, but I really like how they incorporate the grille into the headlights and stuff like that, and of course headlights too. Now, one thing I will say, the taillights have been redone, but the front is slightly like, this is a very old model. This model was around when the revamp first came out, and I'm honestly not a huge fan of the horn, but this thing, I don't know, I feel like this is a very, very sleek and nice looking sedan. So let's get this thing out on the road. And it definitely looks a lot more upscale, and people are not going to guess this thing is a Volkswagen. Anyways, let's see what the top speed on this thing is going to be. 154 miles per hour. Let's test out the brakes. Not the best brakes, but overall pretty good brakes. And yeah, let's hop on to the next car. All right, guys, and here we have the 2020 BKM Series30. This is the 20D EU trim. It's going to cost you $19,750. Here are the specs of everything on screen. Anyways, let's hop into this car. That is actually a really, really nice startup. Here are the blinkers on the rear and of course the front. Toss on the headlights and taillights too. Not a bad looking car at all. Of course, high beams. And not a bad horn either. My only thing I don't really like about this specific model is just the rims, but I decided to live with it. But of course, you can always swap out the rims when you're buying the car. Anyways, let's get this thing up to its top speed. It's not a super fast car, but it's definitely not the slowest on this list by any means. And yeah, let's see what the top speed of this thing is going to be, then test out the braking. It looks like we're already getting decently close to it. And 129 miles per hour. Slam on the brakes real quick. That is actually some really good braking. And of course, with it being EU trim, you do get the automatic hazard lights. But yeah, let's hop on to the next car. Alright guys, next car here is the 2018 Wolfsburg Handel. This is the SEL premium trim. Here are all the dealership specs on the screen. And this thing's going to cost $20,097. Let's hop into this car here. Quick little startup, nothing too crazy. Here are the blinkers, very, very nice blinkers. And of course, you get them on the, I almost had tail lights on the mirrors as well. Here are the tail lights. And of course, this is what it looks like with the lights on. A very, very nice looking car. I don't know, Volkswagen is really good at making their sedans look a lot more high-end than they are. And a pretty decent horn as well, too. Anyways, let's get this thing on the road, do a quick general test drive. This thing has a little bit more weight to it, just initial reactions. Anyways, let's see what the top speed of this thing is going to be. It's not going to be too crazy high, but we've had a lot of cars on this list so far that have already had, like, pretty good top speeds and stuff like that. So let's not get too worried about it. But anyways, let's see what the top speed of this thing is. It is refusing to hit the top speed. Okay, we're just gonna have to go with this thing being 123 miles per hour max. But all around, not a bad car at all. Let's hop on to the next one. Alright guys, and next up we have the 2017 Stuttgart Essen. This is the 300 trim. It's a nice little crossover SUV. Here are all the dealership specs on the screen. And this thing is going to cost $22,298. Not a bad startup at all. Here are the blinkers on the vehicle. As with a lot of these cars, you still get it on the mirrors, even back in 2017. And not bad at all. Here are the lights on. Of course, this is a base model trim, so you are stuck with halogen headlights, but you also do have DRLs right under that, so it's not bad at all by any means. And of course, not the best horn, but definitely not the worst. Anyways, let's get this thing on the road real quick. We just knocked over a stop sign, but let's see what the top speed of this thing is. And okay, AEV, relax, it's okay. We do not need your help. Anyways, let's see what the top speed of this car is. Again, like, it's nowhere near as fast as the Alfa Romeo. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. But there's also a really, really large price difference of like over $20,000 between these two cars. And this thing looks equally as nice. Anyways, the top speed of this car is gonna be 130 miles per hour. Let's slam on the brakes here. That is actually really, really smooth and nice brakes. Probably the best one so far in this entire video. But yeah, let's hop on to the next car. Alright guys, here we have the 2016 Viking Torslanda Wagon. I just had to include a wagon, and why not include a Swedish wagon? Anyways, this is the Premier Drive E 2.0T front wheel drive trim, and of course those were all the specs from the dealership. And this thing's only going to cost you $16,500, making it the cheapest car on this entire list. There is the startup. Of course, here are the blinkers and everything like that. You do have a running lights at the bottom, which is pretty cool. And of course, headlights and taillights on as well. I absolutely love like this like generation of Volvo's design language. Pretty decent horn. But yeah, I don't know. I love how they design like their rear ends with their cars during this era, especially like the XC90 and XC60. I just feel like it looked absolutely amazing. I mean, we still have that XC90 around, but you know what I mean. Anyways, this car is not slow at all. It's low-key kind of a sleeper, but it does not have a crazy high top speed. The top speed is only 123 miles per hour. Quick brake test. Very, very, very smooth braking. And very quick as well. And yeah, let's hop on to our final car. Alright guys, and for our final car here, we have the 2015 Stuttgart Vance. Here are the specs on the screen. This is the 250 D-Tech model, and it is going to cost you $26,972. There is a quick startup for you guys. Of course, the blinkers and all that stuff, and I'll throw on the headlights and taillights too for you to see. Of course, the front end headlights do look very, very cheap. That is the main drawback with this car. But besides that, it's actually pretty nice looking. There's the horn as well too. Anyways, so this is this is easily the biggest SUV of this video. I don't know what I'm yapping about. So obviously it is not fast at all. But for like roleplay servers like BGVRP, linked down below by the way, this thing is a great daily driver, and it's actually probably half decent for grinding. I don't know too much about the fuel mileage and stuff like that off the top of my head. Anyways, let's see what the top speed of this big SUV is going to be. And it looks like it is going to be, let's see here, 130 miles per hour. Slam on the brakes. I'm going to be honest, not the best braking in this video, but not bad at all. And yeah, let's hop on to the outro. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like button and subscribe. And let me know what videos you want to see down below in the comments. And also, let me know what your favorite car from this video was. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.